I'm Adam the Horror Historian, and welcome back to the Nightmare Arcade. This time we get to do things just a little bit different than usual. Because I didn't go out and search this game, it found me instead. Got to play an indie game before it's released. Something I haven't done in quite a while. And that feeling is pretty freaking cool. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but the people over at Yahaha Games, they sent me an email and wanted to know if I wanted to check out one of the upcoming releases known as Midnight Special. Yeah, there was no way in hell I was turning this down. This is exactly what I wanted Nightmare Arcade to be eventually, so this was too good of an opportunity. Gotta take it. So yeah, not an ad, but just free preview, I guess. So full disclosure. This game is a throwback in all of the right ways. The story feels right out there with the 1980s. We have a woman who is babysitting two kids in a huge mansion. And the atmosphere is just stellar. A dark and dreary night with the rain showing through the windows, the storm making it hard for the kids to sleep. Even the opening scene of her smoking a cigarette at the window is top notch, and I'm pretty impressed with how well it's done. There is something about this art style and storytelling that really gets me in the nostalgic feels. Now keep in mind, this is only a demo for the game. There are some things that I'm sure are going to change, but for the love of God, do not change that opening. Have I made that clear yet? Now, I said earlier that the narrative of this game is definitely a throwback, and the art style used is right out of the realm of the original Clock Tower, though the sprite style used here allows for a little less detail. When I say a little less detail, that isn't a knock on the game at all. In fact, I wish the camera would pan out sometimes because I want to see more of the world they made. There is something I found super amusing, and I laughed to myself, and that is when they did the animation for Sarah when she walks around. One thing I didn't expect in my pixel horror game is some jiggle physics. Yeah, her boobs bounce quite a bit. I thought it was noticeable. We go from this very normal-like world in a storm to being shifted into this dream-like nightmare that's based on a story we read to one of the kids just moments prior. I wish I knew where the game is going from here because, straight up, this game already has me hooked, and it was only a short demo. Alright, this one is a little different than the previous videos in this series because this wasn't me searching out something new and interesting, but it was dropped into my lap by the platform publisher. Now, I was looking at their site and it seemed to be a place for people to make their own games, and I'm guessing if they are good enough, they will be pushed out by the games division, which would make a whole lot of sense, actually. It's made for people with little to no experience in programming, so if you have an idea for a game, maybe this is the place to go. I haven't looked that deep into it, but if this is the kind of game you can churn out with the right vision, then definitely go check it out. Now, when I went to go look on YouTube, I see a lot of no commentary playthroughs of the demo. Something when I was working on this I was avoiding because why ruin the puzzles for myself? I did check out some of the other names that were sent to me as far as people they were standing behind and working with, and one of those people, their thoughts were interesting and I found myself agreeing with.
So after I played this, I went and checked out the, I'm not sure if there's a developer or if they're just an artist that's working on the game. But I checked out some of the screenshots, some of the art and everything, and I think it's gonna be my voice is kind of going out because I just finished the playthrough. But I think it'll be a solid horror game. We did not necessarily see a whole bunch of the really scary or the pursuing aspects. We saw like a glimmer of it. And it was within the nightmare kind of realm set piece. And feels like a clock tower or a 16-bit era kind of horror game. Like it's got a clean, nice look. Not like a cheap, overly pixeled thing, like good sprite work and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it, although we don't know too much about the game. Like the teaser is very much a teaser.
This is 100% in my wheelhouse, which is the exact opposite about what I said in the last video. This is definitely something I want to play more of, and I can actually think of a few people in my community that would 100% be into playing this as well. I have a friend of mine who I'm fairly sure will love this game just as much as I do, considering I even wanted to make a game similar to this, and she was going to model for the main character. Though I really have no ability or time to do so, but because of Yahaha, maybe that isn't something that's so far out of the realm of possibility. I'm very excited for this game to come out, and I cannot wait to play through the whole thing. I'll probably end up streaming it. Thank you for checking out the latest episode of the Nightmare Arcade. I actually missed making these. Hopefully I'll be able to do that follow-up to this video because I feel like this might be some very interesting lore and story that we can discuss in a bigger video. Seriously, if this game is anywhere as interesting as the demo, I'm going to be really stoked to get my hands on more. Thank you for watching. Stay scared. Stay curious.